What is your name and what grade are you in?
My name is Manasvi and I'm a senior, so grade 12.
What are some of your favorite subjects at SJA?
So my favorite subject was definitely computer science in grade 11. There was so much freedom in it. We could basically do anything we want, build whatever we want. I also enjoy math and physics this year and last year. It was really fun. And yeah, it's very exploratory, so I love those three subjects for sure.
Rumor has it that you've developed an app. Is that true? And can you tell us a little bit about it?
Of course. So there were actually two apps that I developed in my computer science class. So the first one was a trading app. Basically, it uses artificial intelligence to get data from FinViz and places like even Discord, and basically takes all that data, analyzes it, and makes trades. I built it for myself. I didn't necessarily publish it. The one that I did publish, however, was a game that I made at the end of my computer science course. It was supposed to be a summative where we were supposed to make a game, but mine turned out really interesting and I loved it, so I decided to publish it on Google Play Store and maybe get some money out of it. It was basically a strategic fighting game, and it's called City Fighter Shadow Battle, and it's on Google Play Store now, so yeah.
Could AI be used to solve nuclear fusion? Tell me how.
Alright, so this was part of my research that I did as well, and I strongly believe that it can. My research mainly focused on using hydrogen isotopes, so basically starting with what fusion is. It's basically moving deuterium and tritium, which are hydrogen isotopes, in a toroidal movement. So think of a donut, but it's hollow, and it's basically moving, those two particles are moving around in that donut, and they're supposed to collide with each other and give off energy. Now, it takes a lot of energy to make them move around in that donut shape, and it also takes a lot of energy to increase the temperature to increase the likelihood of fusion. And fusion only happens when deuterium and tritium, so those two hydrogen isotopes, are in close proximity or near each other, or they have to literally fuse together in that toroidal movement. And a lot of energy goes into making them move around, but they don't necessarily always fuse. They pass each other by sometimes, and that doesn't always result in fusion. So my research was mainly focused on using AI to get data on the trajectory of deuterium and tritium, so how they're moving in that donut shape, and determine the most optimal trajectory that they should move at to ensure that they always meet each other and result in fusion and give off the most energy output that's possible.
Which staff member at St. Jude's Academy has contributed the most to your journey here, and how?
So I would say that in grade 10, 11, and 9, we had a fantastic teacher, Mr. Iqbal. He was our grade 9 science teacher and grade 11 TOK teacher. And basically he taught us how to critically think. And I think that's just a very valuable skill that you don't really get at other schools. It teaches you to basically think for yourself, to do things by yourself, to gain that experiential knowledge. And it's not really a subject that's taught, it's more of a way of thinking that is taught. Another fantastic staff member was our computer science teacher, Mr. Russell. He gave us so much freedom to work in our computer science course on our own on whatever project we wanted. And that basically led me to make games and, basically explore the world of computer science on my own as well. So another one would be Miss Russell. She's a history teacher, and she's fantastic because she taught us how to critically think beyond just history itself, but critically think about what the media actually tells you, what people actually tell you, is it true, and basically analyzing them from a very critical perspective rather than just simply believing everything the media tells you. And I think that's a very valuable skill, especially in today's world. And I think that really helped me in things like research as well, because combining skills like, for example, using artificial intelligence with nuclear fusion. Part of that, I think, came from mentors like Mr. Iqbal, Mr. Russell, and Mrs. Russell, because combining those two very different subjects takes a lot of critical thinking and sort of an interdisciplinary approach. And I think that's really what an SJ education provides you with.
Do you really fly airplanes? And when did you learn and why did you decide to fly them?
Yeah, so actually I do. And I've recently started flying, and it's at Brampton Flight Center. I basically decided to fly airplanes because I've loved them for so long. I remember when I was younger, I had like Lego playsets of airplanes, and I'd like assemble them together. I'd learn different parts of an airplane. And when I got the opportunity to learn actually how to fly an airplane, I discovered that it was possible from a friend, and then I sort of got involved with the flight center and started flying planes. It just seemed like an interesting stress relief, just something that you can, calm down with. Just something I find interesting.
So besides flying planes, what other extracurriculars do you enjoy doing after school?
So I'd say aside from all that, I definitely enjoy reading a lot. I love sci-fi books, sci-fi movies. They're awesome. I honestly love Isaac Asimov's Foundation series. It's one of my favorites. To those who haven't read it, highly, highly recommend. It's wonderful. I love reading. I love flying. I also love coding a lot. If I get any free time, I just sit there in a room and code anything, literally just a random game. Recently I did this game with a banana catching basket. Just you move a basket along the screen and try to get as many bananas that are falling from a tree. It was just for fun. Just making random games, coding random games, updating random softwares. It's just something I enjoy.
How has SGA helped you dream so big?
I think aside from the education itself, the academic material, SJA has, what separates it from other schools is that it basically teaches you how to think for yourself, how to think in transdisciplinary ways. And I think even with the TOK course that Mr. Iqbal teaches here, it doesn't teach you any academic material, but it was definitely highly influential in the research I was doing. Because initially I was looking at a problem from a very one-dimensional perspective. I was thinking that, okay, nuclear fusion, there's a lot of energy wasted. There must be something in physics or math or something that would solve it. Because it's definitely a physics or math. Nuclear fusion falls within the physics or math sector. So I was looking at the problem from a very one-dimensional perspective. But what SJA basically did is it said these subjects are not singularly divided. They are transdisciplinary. They're all connected in different ways, and there's far beyond just the subjects. There's a lot more information, knowledge to gain, not just something that can be classified as purely physics or purely math. And I think that's where my idea of research actually stemmed from. It stemmed from the fact that I was able to combine two separate subjects, artificial intelligence, which falls within the sector of computer science, and nuclear fusion, which falls within physics. And they also taught you basically that you should not relegate your life to just academia. Do things that you're passionate about. For example, I enjoyed flying. I would have never thought of doing that in another school along with academics. But they said, but there are people here that encourage you to pursue your passions. And I think that's really something that's different from a regular education.
So where should we expect to see you in 10 years?
I think life can take several turns, so I'm not particularly sure, but I really hope to start commercialized nuclear fusion. So I was thinking over the summer working on probably building a small fusion reactor, perhaps in a garage. Very safe. I won't blow anything up. But in a small garage, building something to see if my idea that I did research on actually does work, and potentially applying that to starting a company eventually in nuclear fusion and hopefully commercializing it soon enough so we have limitless energy that's also clean and does not release radioisotopes unlike fission. So I really hope to be doing that soon.
Are there any other superpowers that you possess that we do not know about?
Superpowers would be an interesting word for it, but I would say that I don't really have any superpowers. I think it's just pure passion. I enjoy coding, so I think I got really good at it because even when I was younger, I spent a lot of time coding, and as I grew up, I eventually got pretty good at it. So it's not necessarily a superpower. I think it's just pure passion or interest in that subject. At SJA, I'm becoming unstoppable.